Hello everyone, it's me Jenny and this is another commentary. First things first, channel updates. It hasn't really been any channel updates this week. It's been another hectic week. To describe how hectic my week is would be ridiculous. So basically I haven't really done much for the channel at the moment. I have promised to start a Instagram and Tumblr account this month, and it is the 20 something, so I will be doing that soon, but finding the time is difficult. And I haven't updated my playlist, but I will update them while this video is uploading, so by the time this video is online all the playlists will be updated, so you can click through all of those to have fun and see what you want to watch. Okay, going through the videos, I'm covering the days from Monday the 16th to Sunday the 22nd today, so you know, that's my frame of reference for you guys. Starting with Gaming Mondays, I played the first level of, or at least as far as the glitch went, of Hugo's House of Horrors, which I really enjoyed. It was amazing how much I remembered from that game. I really wish I could have completed it though. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if I can find a version of that game that works, I may do a full upload of the whole gameplay, because I remember really loving it, and I want to see how much of it I actually remember. Baxhorn on that video Dominic commented that there's kind of a discrepancy between old video games and new video games in terms of difficulty. I definitely think there's like a different level of gameplay now, where Hugo's House of Horrors wasn't at all difficult, because literally if you go into every room, none of the puzzles are difficult. The only one that's mildly difficult is the one that I hadn't quite got to. If I'd got the chop, I would have had to give the chop to the dog, and that's not that complicated. It was just something that took me a while to work out when I was younger, and the other problem with that game was I didn't know what a bung was, so trying to work out how to use the bloody bung was really hard. But yes, Hugo's, it's not a very difficult game, but I think nowadays games tend to go for a lot more of a visual, all-encompassing cinematic experience, rather than a difficult grinding experience. It's more enjoyable, and it's a lot more, if you want to go into extra things, there's a lot more extra things available, but you can mess with the difficulty settings. So if you want to be playing a very difficult game, you can play a difficult game, although if you are in for an old school type thing, obviously there are more saves and stuff available in modern games, but that's up to you how you actually participate in a game. If you want to do it difficult and you want to go without saving, you can choose not to go without saving. It's one of those things. Anyway, comic commentary, which was Tuesday. I'm going to ignore my Movie Club Strikes Back video for this week because I didn't write any notes on it. I think I was talking about Scream, and yeah, some of you had seen it, some of you hadn't. Relatively witty, good comments overall. I can't remember exactly anything specific, but thank you for your comments on Movie Club Strikes Back. On to comic commentary. Last week's comic commentary, I'm glad that I wasn't the only one that didn't understand Neo Genesis Evangelion. It definitely went right over my head, and I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one. I will put it back onto my to-watch list, particularly the Rebuilt series, or the Rebirth series, or whatever it's called, and I will watch that when I get the opportunity. And that was Nathan and Baxhorn. Thank you for having that little conversation. And yeah, it's nice to know I'm not the only one. Naked Truth, which was Thursday's video. Mark, I think I will have to do a video on swearing at some point, in my opinions on swearing. Obviously, I find it very annoying when people bleep out swear words, because it directly distracts from the source material. At the same time, I actually self-edit my own swearing as I go. Sometimes I'll be like, and it literally, like, I will cut that word out of my vocabulary as I'm going, or, you know, that sort of thing. I think I will have to at some point in the future. Obviously, I've got my list of things that I want to talk about for the next couple of weeks set up, but obviously when I've run out of things within those lists, I will probably do a video on swearing, because I think it's a very interesting linguistic issue. And definitely I can understand both sides of the argument, and it's something I'd like to talk about more. Trisha, thank you so much for commenting. You're always a star for commenting on the Naked Truth videos, and as I said, I'm very happy to mod for you. It's an incredibly fun experience. Your audience is just so wonderful. Thank you, Maxorn, for the mental visual of imagining myself as a bouncer, bouncing people who are being disrupted to a business. It's really it's a nice mental image. I obviously, in my reply, have added that in my mind I will be like a bar wench in some sort of Skyrim RPG world where I can whip out my green glowing sword and be like, "Get out of my pub!" and decapitate people, or a hammer, which would be just as awesome, or like cast a force field around the happy little chat so everyone who is there is happy people. I like that visual. It's almost worth a fanfic in its own right. Children's books. Thank you overall for the feedback on the double episode of feedback on the children's books. You guys are really awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm really, really enjoying it. I can't wait to talk about the rest of them. I don't know whether or not you can see the state of my floor, and I'm rather hoping you can't because it is a state. But I have got a lot of books left to talk about. A lot. So yes, I'm really looking forward to getting through that series with you guys, and it's been really, really fun rereading all my books. I have been having that under my belt for quite a while as a secret series that I've been planning, so I'm glad to have started it, and I look forward to the rest of the books. Ryan Butterfield, I think you commented that you read a lot of more text-based non-fiction books. Non-fiction books instead of fiction books when you were a kid, mostly for school projects and stuff. I will be going into educational books as I go. Obviously I haven't kept a lot of my educational books, but I've got some that I will be going through. Obviously most of them are on the fun side of the educational spectrum, but the ones that they're not technically in my pile that I have at the moment, but I am planning on going through the whole house, and I'm sure I will find children's encyclopedias and stuff that I will talk about in the future. There's no such thing as a boring children's book. There honestly isn't. The only book that I've ever found that's been dull is my, I Can't Sleep book, which is a book of pamphlets from Dutch propaganda. This one. I read this when I really can't sleep at night, and it sends me out like a light. It's no offence to Dutch history, it was very exciting at the time, but the linguistics used in this is Dutch medieval translations for the sake of historical pamphlets, and it's very long-winded and it's very easy to doze off to. I'm nothing against Dutch history, it's just a very wordy text, and it's very easy to fall asleep while reading, especially when you're not doing it for study. I did this for study years ago, and I read the whole thing at the time, and now I just read it when I need some words to turn my brain off. Oh, and I love all I like that you guys like the credits. It's my first time doing credits. We'll see how it goes. I don't think all my series are going to get credits, but I'll maybe start to feature them as I go into each of my segments, so you can be like, this gluey, picturey, edited thing is for this thing, and so on and so forth. Racism in cosplay was a video that I was incredibly nervous about making, alarmingly nervous about making, but thank you so much for all your positive feedback. The response to that has been really very good, and thank you to Boss Virgil for sharing your experiences. I really, really hope that the industry treats you well and you can find, get your dream job, and really it's everything you imagined, and it's awesome. It's good to have such good dreams, and I really do think that the world is progressing to a positive place. Just at the moment, I think there's less racial diversity than there should be, at least in the conventions that I've been to. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I'm sorry that it's been quite long, but I think I've kept it relatively brief. That's hypocritical. Anyway, feel free to comment down below, and next week we'll be covering, of course, this Monday to this Sunday, which I believe is the 23rd to the 1st. To the 1st of February. Nearly the 1st of February, that's scary. Feel free to comment down below for anything you want to say. I might talk about you next week. And yeah, in the meantime, happy viewing, all those sort of things. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow for an anime review, and next week for another common commentary. Bye guys.